Hello and welcome to another live coding video of Vitush Academy. So the previous live coding video was about abstraction. We have taken a look at the following three classes here, pretty much book, newspaper and paper product. So newspaper and book were inheriting from paper product, and this is what we were doing, pretty much running this kind of stuff and getting some data. And yeah, today we're going to build further on this tiny project. We're going to build unit tests for one of the three classes, for the book class. So let's start building the unit tests. For the unit tests, first thing first, we're going to build a new folder, new directory, and we're going to call it tests, like this. And is it on the same line? Yes, it is on the same line pretty much. It's not within the papers, it is a separate one, so it's named tests. And here we are going to name the file in which the tests are going to be. We're going to name it simply like this, tests, and then book.py. And it's going to be Python file, and by convention it's obvious that in this file tests book.py are tests for book.py. So what can we do further? We can split a bit vertically, so we always have the book.py here and test book.py will be here. So pretty much looking quite neatly on our screen, depending if it is a big one, it really looks better. And let's start. So first thing about testing is that we need to import unit test. Yep. And then simply start to write the tests. So we're going to name it like this, test book, and inheriting from unit test or test case, like this. And I write pass here. Next thing is that we need to inform whenever we start Python that it should actually start with the main and it should start with the unit test. So we're going to do this beautiful dunder or double under or whatever you call it. So if it is main, then kindly run me unit test.main, and we're going to always make sure that this is our last line. So let's start further here. So the first test I'm going to write is going to check whether the author I am giving within the book is the one that I can get by writing book.author. Pretty much it's a unit test for the constructor. So let's start and see how do we name the tests. So we always use the word test in front of the naming of the test. So like this, test underscore, and then we try to make sense of whatever we write here. So it will be test and then name of the method, for example, init book and check author. Looks okay to me. So it would be then my book equals book, and let's say that our book is with 10 pages. It costs, let's say, 20 money because it is here the float. And furthermore, its title is how to get 1K YouTube subscribers, and its author is not Vitush. Yeah, okay, its author is, let's say, Joe. Okay, so what we see so far is that here book is unresolved reference, so click on more actions, and the first one is really beautiful. It says import paper book, paper product. Great. From papers import book. PyCharm does already work for us. We should think about stuff. Yeah. Now here the real test comes here. For example, we can say, okay, we have actual and expected. The actual one is pretty much my book author, and the expected is Joe. Okay, we could have actually, it's not needed to define them like this, but it's okay to have them. I mean, depending on if you're like used to it, you can put it. If you're not used to it, you can skip it. This is what I mean. I'll show now. So now is the real part of the test. It's assert equal, actual, expected. It's either this or, I'll show you later what I mean, or. Let's try with this one, run. And run one test in 0.02 seconds. Let's say that the expected was Joe1, for example. What would it have been? Okay, we see here Joe1 is different than Joe, so expected Joe, actual Joe1. So this is how the tests should look like. So another option was to write here self-assert equal, and here to write instead of actual, simply write my book author, and instead of expected to write Joe, like this. Okay, I clicked Ctrl Z too much, and now something happened. Okay, something happened there, but if I comment this one, it should also work like this. Yes, it works correctly. So depending on what you feel like, consider using what you feel like exactly. Okay, I'll leave this as a comment here, and I'll leave it this way. Okay, so a second thing to write is let's check whether the reviews are always on empty list. For example, whether they exist in general. So let's call this like this: test init book, and check whether reviews are empty list. It's rather interesting check, a big, I wouldn't call it. Yeah, it's a normal check. Okay, one per property here. It's okay. So I'll copy this one with my book here, and I'll say, okay, here actual is my book.reviews, expected, it's an empty list, self assert equal actual expected. Control Shift F10, and we have two tests running, and we can, for example, do like this to see what's happening. Yes, something happened wrong. Expected is like this, and actual is like this. Yeah, okay, actual and expected are somehow wrong in my idea. They should be expected actual like this, because expected, no, actual expected, okay, actual expected. Here we would have the expected, and here we would have the actual. Lists differ, yes, they do differ. I'll make a quick check whether expected is first or actual is first, and I'll come back later. So quite a quick check here in Stack Overflow. So it is expected actual. Expected actual. Yeah, expected first, actual. Yeah, expected is the first one, actual is the second one. So expected actual, yes. So actual was this one, expected this one. Okay. Let's fix our code, run it again, Control Shift and F10. And these are our tests again. Okay. As we see here, we have here some kind of repetition of our code. Why is the code repeated? Because we have to initialize our object here. So what we can do, there is some kind of small magic in this unit test class, and in general in every unit test class for every programming language written correctly. It's called setup. What can we do with it? Pretty much we can say whenever we want to call a method for the test, before calling the method, call the setup class. So like this. And of course it would be self my book, because we're passing the self all over. So it could be like this. And also delete this. And then say here self my book reviews. Let's test once again. Okay, to run it to unit tests, which are quite okay. Great. Let's continue. Let's go to the change price method and let's test it. How do we test it? Pretty much we change the price and we see what happens. Test change price self. So first call the method self my book change price. How much are we going to make it? 100. So the actual price would be self my book price, and the expected would be 100 plus this 1.2, whatever I told it is. So 1. And here self assert equal expected actual. Why is this like this? Expected 2 blanks after class or function definition, found 1, now there are 2. New line at the end, everything okay. Control Shift and F10. Okay. 3 so far. So far so good. Now let's go a bit further up and let's test the change title method. Def test change title self my book change title. Okay, this would be change title small because our method here has 2 types of changes title. If the length of the new title is less than 10, it's called special edition, and then the new title, so we would call it small title. Okay, but it's not less than 10. It is exactly 10, so it's not a good idea. Let's call it yeah, nah, that's too much of me. Let's call it VBA. Yeah, that's a nice language, programming language. Okay, so actual is self my book title, and expected should be special edition, no column VBA, yes. And now self assert equal expected actual. So let's call like this, Control Shift F10, and we also see that we ran 1 test only. Why only 1? Because we had our cursor here. It can happen like this. Yeah, 1, but if we want to run all of them, we can put it on the here, unit test main, press Control Shift and F10 and run all 4. Or we can go here and we can say, hey, I want to run not this one, but let's say, can I run this one? This would Control Shift and F10. Select. I guess I can run like, no, I cannot. Yeah, and the funny part is that whenever I run it like this, it also shows me what is here. Like if there is some kind of information. Like if I go here and if I run it, you see that there is some information about price of book is changed. It was 20, now the new price is 101. This is this kind of print here, which was printed because this part of the code was executed. And book special edition, VBA has edited his title. This is the print of this one here. Okay, let's write another test. So this was something that I just found out, to be honest. If we run it, test like this, and if we run our test not like this, but if we were here and we run it, let's first load all of them here, and we run like this. It was showing somehow. It was with the click. No, it wasn't with the click. Jump to source would bring me to F4. That's really useful. Oh yeah, okay. It actually shows a lot of information about the past tests, like the printed values and whether the test was okay. Like this. There was an okay here, but now it's not. Still, we know that all the tests are passed. Okay, so let's continue further with our job. What we can do is test change title big. Okay, so the title would be some large title here, and the expected title would be without a special edition thing, some large title there. Exactly, one test ready, or if we weren't here, we should have 5 tests ready. Okay. Now let's see whether the review is added okay. What does it mean? We have here reviews and we have here add review method. So let's see, test whether review is added. Self my book. I can actually add the review here with the setup self my book, add review, and the review could be great book. And we have also a user. The user would be Joe. There are too much Joes, I think. Okay, this would be Peter. Okay, let's see whether the review is added. Self, how are we going to add the review? This is the review, and the review is somehow into a tuple. So let's see now. Should I edit from here? And that is the question, or not? Okay, I'll leave it there. So actual should be self my book reviews 00. So why do I put 00? Because it's the first review and I only need the review without a user in order to obtain the tuple. And expected, for the expected one I'll go here and I'll get the great book. think. And okay, now it's the trivial part. Self-assert equal expected. Control Shift and F10, it works. Let's make a small trick right here. Let's say 0, 1, and it should say tell us that Peter is not equal to gradebook. Exactly, Peter different than gradebook. That's the interesting part. Okay. Now test whether author is added. Okay, this time I'm going to add a new one. Self, my book, add review, really great book. It should be from George or Gosho. So this is reviews 1 and this is 1. As far as the first one is this one here, this will be the second one, and expected will be Gosho. And let's see whether it will work. Yeah, it works. Everything perfect. Okay. What else? We have here review count. It's a really interesting one. Okay, def test review count. Okay, I'll simply copy this one and I'll copy paste it here 4 times. And the actual will be self my book review count. This is the actual expected. I have this 4 here, and then I have this one here in the setup. So 4 plus 1 is 5. Let's see whether everything is okay. Assert equal expected actual and run everything. Something happened which is a bit bad. Let's see here 5 and see whether this is the problem. Reviews are empty list. This was somehow problematic. Okay, yeah, we broke something and we broke it really nastily. And this one here is one of the code checking whether the reviews are empty list. This is our method here, and as far as we are automatically adding a review here, it cannot be an empty list after this code is code. So what I'm going to do not to break my tests is I'm going to remove this and I'm going to put it here, and then I'm going to put it here, and then everything should be working. Control Shift F10. Okay, another beautiful error. List index out of range. Okay, this should not be happening. This is really a bad error that I kind of dislike. Okay, this is because I didn't write it here. Okay. Yeah. Of course it should be there because it's not anymore in the setup. Go back, Control Shift F10, and now we have all our tests working perfectly, easily navigated here. Okay, everything working quite okay. Let's see something else. Let's see what would happen in our original code here in main if we were trying to change the price, and instead of 30 we were saying 10, like this. So run this, and of course it should throw some kind of an error. It throws type error, can only concatenate strings, not float to string, of course. I mean, how does it know that 10 is 10? What I did is I just copied this and I'll run it again, everything perfect. Now let's go back to our tests and check to make sure that whenever we call this method change price with a string, it should throw that error. This one, type error, can only concatenate. Can only concatenate string, not float, to string. Okay, commenting this and say dev test, and it will be adding string for change price like this. So what do? We do the beauty of self-assert rises, and assert rises here we can write my salary, but it's not gonna be my salary now, it will be type error because this is what we're expecting. As content manager or whatever CM is, I think it's a content manager here. Yeah, so save my book change price, and let's say 100 or 350. And here we say self assert equal string content management exception. And here we should say this one. Can only concatenate string to string. Okay, I'll remove this one. Control Shift F10. Okay, here I'm mistaking the thing. That's really beautiful. Expected and actual. I think I just made a mistake with actual and expected once again, but okay, so expected was first. Yes, expected is this one, actual is the one that is actually got from the machine. Yeah. So once again, Control Shift F10 works perfectly. Here, everything works perfectly. That's so far good, and pretty much that's all I wanted to show. Okay, last thing, except for because we spoke about setup method here, there is another method called tear down. So every time at the beginning of the test we call the setup, at the end of the test we call the tear down method. In this case it's okay. I mean, as far as the setup is reinitializing, we don't need to tear down every time. It's made for other purposes, like closing, for example, some kind of I don't know, some kind of connections or anything else. But in this case we can pretend that like every second, for example, having my book is really, I don't know, important, so and it opens some kind of a crazy connection that should be for sure closed, or I don't know, imagine whatever you want. I mean, we don't have to write it here this time, I'm just showing how it is. It is possible that at the end of the test we have a method to do something for us, and I can actually call here print tear down method has been called. And let's see once again. Yeah, tear down method has been called. Tear down method has been called 9 times, and everything's okay. We also have this kind of beauty here, showing us stuff, bringing us to stuff, and yeah, pretty much that's all. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, first Google them. I mean, that's pretty basic stuff. It should be really understandable. If it is not, then, I don't know, we go further. Of course, ask questions in the comments and have fun mainly. I mean, although it's really basic stuff, there are some kind of tricks that I really like, and the reasons actually I wrote this video is in order to have them here. I mean, this thing with the assert raises of the error is really interesting. And what else? The setup and the tear down. Pretty much, yes. That's also calling a tuple here is really, yeah, not that trivial if you are working with 3 other programming languages in the same time. After some time you start forgetting about parentheses, were they this one or that one. But yeah, I mean, coding and testing is really something interesting, something with future, or at least I think so. So, I don't know, have fun, enjoy your day, and yeah, thanks for watching me. Ciao, ciao.